Hi, welcome to One on the Page. I am Scott. This is my latest vlog where I let you know I finished one book. I haven't really read much at all. I finished Joe Hill Horns, which I am going to give a 3.5 rating to. Uh, I thought it was pretty good. I just talked about it in my end of month wrap up. My main problem is with the villain. If you take out the villain, it's a very good novel, but the villain is just it impossible for me to believe that nobody sees through this guy. I appreciated the main character Ig. I like Marin, his girlfriend Marin, at the beginning of the novel has been murdered, and people believe that Ig has done it. He has not. This is not a spoiler. This is something you pretty much know right away. And I like their whole relationship. It's just, yeah, the main villain of the piece. And Ig is kind of an anti-hero in the piece. He is, after all, a man who grows horns and gets people to tell him their darkest secrets, even though not gets to, they just kind of do. He doesn't really force it, although as he learns his powers, he does try to get people to do stuff. However, people are not going to do stuff unless it's something that they want to anyway. So he can't make anybody do anything that they do not want to do. Overall, I believe it's just a very good novel. I'm glad I finished it. uh, so that I got to double digits for July. I finished 10 books in July, and I didn't really read anything else. I am getting ready to go on vacation next week, going to Disney World. I will probably read more books next week just during the traveling, although probably not at Disney World, obviously. So I just haven't done much reading. So what I'm going to do now, rather than have this be a 3-minute video, is something I usually don't do. I don't like to do, and it's probably going to come back and bite me in the ass. But I'm going to kind of do a TBR. I don't usually do that because I don't like setting a plan for what I have to read, because if I don't enjoy any of these books, telling people that I'm going to read them means that I have to read them. I can't start them, go, ooh, I don't like that, and stop it. No, once I tell you I'm going to read it, I'm going to have to read it. So, but I am going to tell you what I plan to read in the month of August. First of all, I will go over books that I've started to read. Although, except for this book, Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey, I haven't progressed too far in any books, except for Vicious by VE Schwab, which I'll talk a little bit. That's a Kindle book, Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. I read It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. It started out well, declined as I read on. This one's not starting out well. I said many bad things about the main male character in It Happened One Summer. He's a prince compared to this guy. Maybe this guy improves as the novel goes on. Based on what I've seen from Tessa Bailey so far in these two books, I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm going to finish it, hopefully, on the plane ride if I pack it. I don't know if I want to pack books or just use Kindle. So I should finish this sometime. It's a fake marriage to get money for her to get some promise he made to an army buddy for him. Eh, she's fine so far. He's completely unlikable, and I hope he gets stomped on like the grapes of the horrible wine that he makes. Glitterland by Alexis Hall, one of the ones I barely have read, one chapter in. I'm reading it just to give this author another try because I read Something Fabulous by him. I hated it. It's the worst fiction novel of the year so far for me. My daughter liked this novel. She suggested it, so I'm giving this author one more try. I assume, based on her experience, it because she had read this and she has now read Something Fabulous. And even though she liked Something Fabulous more than I did, she still saw many of the problems in Something Fabulous. So I'm hoping that I will enjoy this. I don't know much about it so far. So far, it's a guy who is a little bit self-destructive, gets in his own way. He's going to end up in a relationship with somebody, as we see here. We'll see how it goes. I will also point out, because I just don't get it, uh, there are just random stars in this book on the pages. And now that I'm looking, I can't find any. But, okay. You know, random stars. I don't know why. And it bothers me. It annoys me. Also, Agatha Christie's Giant Bread, a book that she wrote as Mary Westmacott. It is a romance novel, I believe, which makes me a little bit wary because if you know Agatha Christie and romances, she has weird ideas about romance. So I am doing a 5-year battle for Agatha Christie. I have finished the Stephen King 5-year battle. I've finished filming them. I haven't finished publishing them. So basically in September, I need a new 5-year battle. So I've decided to do Agatha Christie, but I have not read the Mary Westmacott novels. And there may be a few other things I haven't read, but I've read all of her Agatha Christie novels and all her short story collections. But I need to make sure I read everything. So I do the 5-year rankings. So I'm starting with this. Uh, Again, this is just I'm on page 11. So I haven't really read it into it yet. A spellbinding novel of romantic obsession. I'm very wary of Agatha Christie romances. I have no experience with Mary Westmacott. Mary Westmacott may be a completely different animal than Agatha Christie. I hope so, since it's romance. We shall see. I am nervous. I am also reading, that I am currently reading, Vicious by VE Schwab. It's about people who get superhuman powers. I was basically reading just a chapter a day, but like I said, this week I haven't done much of anything. It's, I don't know, it's kind of like mediocre right now. I'm like 20% of the way through the book. Chapters are very short. It's mediocre. I don't know what else I could say about it. I am also reading in this collection Psmith in the City, which is a P.G. Wodehouse novel. The next one that I will be doing for the podcast with my daughter Robin. We do a podcast, I'll Be Dash, a Woodhouse podcast that you can find on Spotify or pretty much any other podcast location. I have read Psmith in the City before. I enjoyed it. I'm going to be interested in the podcast because Robin doesn't like the character Smith, who I'm not overly fond of myself, but it should be interesting. But the novel itself was good. It does not have any romance in it. I think Woodhouse tends to be better when he least has some element of romance in his book, even if it's minor. I'm sure there are female characters in here, but none of them pop up right now. Not overly fond of the character of Psmith, but his friend Mike Jackson I like. Mike was the protagonist of Mike and of Mike and Smith, but in this novel he's kind of a co-lead, and in the next novel, Smith Journalist, he's a secondary character. And in the final Smith novel, which is also a Blandings Castle novel, Leave It to Smith, he's his entire story could fit in 10 pages, maybe. I don't enjoy Smith as much on his own. So this novel should be okay. Smith Journalist, yeah, we'll see. But I'm not going to read that one this month. I'm just reading Smith in the City. So I am also going to be listening to Red House Mystery by A.A. Milne, which I mentioned in my last vlog. That's the Winnie the Pooh guy. Although Winnie the Pooh sucks, 100 Acre Woods is fine, but the character Winnie the Pooh, fuck him. Piglet is awesome. So I don't know how to feel about that. It's a mystery. All I know him for are the 100 Acre Woods stories. So this will be interesting. I have tried to listen to it while I'm falling asleep. I just fall asleep pretty quickly. I don't believe I have got past the first chapter one time, which has nothing to do with the book. It's just I fall asleep pretty quickly. I know I'm going to be listening to at least 2 other audiobooks this month, if not more, because I should finish 2 of them on the drive, because it's almost an 8-hour drive to where I need to go and almost an 8-hour drive back. So depending on how long a novel I get, I should finish 2 books there. Plus my kid's school starts in a couple of weeks, so I'm likely to finish 1 to 2 audiobooks. But yeah, I don't really have plans there. I would like to find some more mysteries, but I haven't had much luck besides Agatha Christie in the Marlowe Murder Club. That one was good. But all the other books, all the other mysteries that I have tried have been kind of like, eh. And I think I'm reaching saturation point with romance novels, which I have said before, and yet I continue to read romance novels, even though I'm not enjoying most of the romance novels. I'm enjoying like one great romance novel a month, and then the other romance novels are usually at the bottom of my list. So I should just, if I read one great romance a month, then I should stop reading that month, because I should figure, oh, it's just going to get worse from here on out. So, and I don't know of any books that are coming out this month or anything. I know in September the new Stephen King book comes out. I will probably get the physical copy of that, though. I also have on Kindle an unromantic comedy by Phoebe MacLeod. This was free on Kindle Unlimited, and when I was bringing it up on my Kindle here, I don't know, they're talking about a vibrator in the second paragraph of the novel. So which it, oh, okay, this person is a sex and relationship therapist. That makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. It's strange that a vibrator is being talked about in the second paragraph. Although, you know, I have had books about sex that I thought were going to be awful. They turned out to be good. So I don't know anything about this book. It was free. Yeah, it's like I have to have some Kindle books to read, so I picked it. It may be one. This may be a waiting in line book at Disney World, or it may be a book that I don't touch at all at Disney World. It also depends if I decide to bring physical books. Obviously, if I don't bring physical books, I may be reading this on the plane at the airport in the morning when I'm awake and Disney World isn't open yet and my kid isn't up yet. So we shall see. I am also going to read Volume 4 of the collected short stories of Guy de Maupassant. I enjoyed books 1 and 3 so far. Book 2, I didn't enjoy as much. Volume 4, I don't. Let's see. All right, Volume 4, The Moribund, The Gamekeeper, The Story of a Farm Girl, The Wreck, Theodule Sabat's Confession, The Wrong House, The Diamond Necklace, The Marquis de Fumerol, The Trip of Lahorla, Farewell, with exclamation point, The Wolf in the Inn. Don't know based on the titles yet, although some of them have my interest. 12 stories in this collection. Believe that I may try to read Alice's Adventure in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, which I've never read. I of course, know about Alice's Adventures. I think I've seen the movie, or maybe I've seen clips of the movie. I don't remember seeing the movie as an adult. It's quite possible I saw it as a kid, but I don't recall. I have a collection of like 100 masterpieces that I got for free, and that was one that kind of stood out to me, one that I haven't read before. So I will probably try to read that. I mean, except for the other audiobooks, that may be enough. Now, I will tell you, I will guarantee you that I will read something that I have not mentioned, not even counting the other audiobooks I will get to, but I will definitely read something that I have not mentioned yet. Okay. I don't know what audiobooks I will read, but I think one that I will read, I'm going to go and add it to the library, is Night by Elie Wiesel. By Elie Wiesel. It's a very short book, so I will probably finish 4 or 5 audiobooks this month, which will be good after the last 6 weeks. I've only read one audiobook, although it was Don Quixote. So that is my vlog, which is actually my TBR. If you have any suggestions for audiobooks, especially, please let me know. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. And next week, probably going to be a lot of pictures and videos of Disney World.